everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. I'm already all tripped up. My name is David, and today I am joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Scott and Audrey.
Hi.
Hello. We're all having such good hair days today.
Oh, we are?
That you woke up like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's like, just rolled out of bed. Oh, thanks so much.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks to everyone out there in TV land, watching us across Xfinity platforms, or maybe you're watching us 24/7 in the middle of the night, during lunch, during dinner, who knows, breakfast, 24/7 on the What to Watch channel on Zumo. We're so happy that you're here with us. As always, we've got another great show for you. So let's tell you a little bit about it. On today's show, we take a deep dive into the 5 best premieres from the month of February. We'll find out if this is the droid you're looking for in our featured collection. Audrey will tell us about this week's Acorn TV free preview. We'll be joined by Poker Face stars Natasha Lyonne and Benjamin Bratt. And as always, we'll help you organize your TV watch list for the week ahead. So let's get things started with a salute to February in a segment called Ultimate Deep Dive. It may be our shortest month of the year, but February had no shortage of high-quality TV entertainment. So as we prepare to say farewell to Feb, we thought we'd count down our 5 favorite premieres of the month. Are you all ready for this?
Never been more ready.
Yep, so ready.
Perfect. Let's kick things off with number 5. It is the brand new Apple TV Plus sci-fi dramedy Hello Tomorrow. Set in a retro futuristic world, the series stars Billy Crudup as a charismatic salesman who hawks the American dream by selling timeshares on the moon. And why do I like this series? I think it's always exciting to find something fresh in the sci-fi realm. I know sci-fi prides itself on being innovative, but sometimes it's a lot of the same. And I find this sort of Pleasantville meets Twilight Zone vibe really appealing. And every episode is 30 minutes, and we love a quick binge around these parts. So what could be better than that? I have nothing more to add here. I don't know if either of you do, but
I mean, you said it all. It looks beautiful. I am also like super into the retroness, and I love that you referenced Pleasantville because it's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, and I can watch this with my husband, who's a sci-fi fanatic, and we both get what we want out of this.
It's a mid-century modern dream out here in 30-minute buckets. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I love the buckets.
Number 4 on the list is the HGTV series, The Nate and Jeremiah Home Project, which returned for a second season just last week. The show follows married interior designers Nate Berkus and Jeremiah Brent as they help families declutter their lives and upgrade their homes. Scott, Audrey, why do we love this show?
Ooh,
so many reasons.
So many reasons. Do you want to go first, Audrey, or do you want me to go?
You can go. I'll follow up. I'll back clean up.
All right. I love that. See, it's a cleaning, home project show. See what she did there? Double layers. We love this. Yes, Nate and Jeremiah are like the handsomest design duo. And plus their kids, Poppy and Oscar, are absolutely adorable. So you get a little glimpse into their life with this show. But I think one of the things that I really like about this show is that they sort keepsakes versus clutter, and then sort of build their design around what the owners sort of deem as sentimental. So everything that they're doing is kind of very, I guess, honed in on the house, the people who own the house. And so it's not just them coming in and completely revamping everything and making it completely other than what they would normally have in their house. So yeah, a little sentimentality with your design. So I'm here for that.
I agree. That's what I think makes it so special too. And they really push people to elevate those keepsakes instead of just having them in a box or keeping them in a closet because you just can't bear to part with them. They figure out ways to reframe them. If it's a piece of art in an antique frame, and then hang it in a place where you'll see it every day, and just put those things front and center, because that's what makes a house a home. And it's really special.
Yeah.
And they're just adorable. And Jer, as we call him because we're friends with him, is so sweet and cries every single episode. He's so emotionally invested in these families and like making their home life functional and beautiful and special to them. It's just like very nice to see. He's very genuine, and I feel like you don't see that a lot. A lot of these home shows, you can kind of tell people are putting it on for the camera, and maybe there's a little bit of that, but I honestly believe like he cares so deeply and loves what he does, and it's just very nice to watch.
Yeah, I want to lean into one thing here, David, just because I know that you're a keepsakes kind of guy. What is one thing or one sentimental piece in your house that you would just like could not part with, or you would put front and center in a design?
Oh my God! I mean,
one, David, one.
I have far too much.
So many.
I know, that's kind of why I wanted to put you in this situation, because Nate and Jeremiah aren't going to allow you to have all of your pieces. You can only pick a couple.
All right. Well, one that's very special to me is that as I was growing up, I very much wanted a replica WWE title belt, like a real title belt, like they actually held. When I graduated from college, I got one as a gift, and then had it autographed by my childhood hero, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And he is the only one who has autographed that belt and will autograph that belt, and it hangs in my house. But I feel like they would find a nice way to showcase that in sort of a front and center way. And I would love to see what they do with that.
That's awesome. Great answer, David.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Didn't even practice that one. Well, that is awesome. And I might actually watch this one. It's got like Marie Kondo vibes, but with a little touch of Reno.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Number 3 on the list is a personal favorite of mine, and we've talked about it here on the show. It is the Prime Video steampunk fantasy series, Carnival Row. The series is set in a world where mythological creatures have been forced to coexist with humans after being driven from their homeland by war. Carnival Row primarily focuses on a sympathetic police inspector played by Orlando Bloom and a rebellious fairy played by Cara Delevingne. Cara Delevingne? Who the hell knows? But the series also features subplots that skillfully and effectively weave social commentary around immigration, interracial relationships, and wealth inequality throughout the show, which I really appreciate and think is actually pretty well done. Scott, I know you have watched the new season. What do you think?
You know, I'm not a huge Cara fan. I'm glad she sorted her hair out a little bit for this season. I just couldn't handle. I get it. You're a pixie, but do we really need to do a pixie cut? It feels like a little on the nose. But you know, I think it's a fantastic show. I think the storyline that's kind of hidden within this is the most interesting part about it. The race relations and how all of that works within the, you know, the fairies and all of the other, I can't remember what they call them in the show.
The pucks?
The pucks, yeah. So there's just all of that is really fascinating there. And I'm a fan. Sign me up. So Audrey, have you watched this at all?
I have not watched season 2 yet. I watched the first season.
Okay.
So I am behind.
But this is
What are you waiting for? A carnival to come to town, huh?
Love a carnival.
This is the final season. They had started to film season 2 when the pandemic hit, and they took a long break. And I think everyone's careers sort of moved on, so they figured they'd cut this one short. But I actually think it'll benefit from not being something that's 5 seasons long and decreases in quality. I feel like we can get a really solid finale out of 2 seasons.
100% agree there.
Yeah.
What are we at? 3. So now number 2 is the Netflix thriller You, which is currently in the middle of its 4th season. The series stars Penn Badgley as love-struck stalker who just can't seem to stop repeating the same obsessive and violent patterns over and over again. Huh. What are we going to do?
Therapy. That's what Audrey, we need to do.
I think you are a fan of this show, correct?
I am a huge fan of this show. I am also a huge fan of just Penn Badgley, who plays Joe Goldberg in general. And Yeah, the show is like very dark, very twisty. This season, he goes abroad in search of one of his obsessions, and then, spoiler alert, discovers new obsessions and new people to possibly murder. But there has been teases that a familiar face may return who we thought was gone. So fans will love that. And I mentioned I just love Penn Badgley from Gossip Girl. Obviously, I feel like I've sung the praises of Gossip Girl many times, but he also has a new podcast, well, somewhat new, that I've been listening to. And he's been on a bunch of podcasts recently promoting you, obviously. And he's just, again, very much like Jeremiah Brent, like very sincere, very smart, and like thoughtful, just so intelligent. And the most interesting thing I thought was, leading up to filming this new season, he actually asked like the Netflix producers if he could not do any intimacy scenes for this season. And in past seasons, like there are like some like sex scenes, but he thought it was really important for his marriage. He's married to Domino Kirk, Jemima Kirk's sister, that fidelity was very important to him. And it felt like an infidelity. And he said, listen, I'll do the show, but I don't want to like compromise my values, which I thought was like a very brave and interesting and bold and commendable thing in Hollywood.
That's wild. I've never heard of that before.
I imagine it's going to be very difficult as an actor to avoid something like that. But yeah.
I don't know. I think again, I've listened to a lot of interviews with him, and he almost quit acting like many times. He's also a musician. He's very intellectual. So I think he kind of is just like, I don't need to do this. Like, it's not my only passion. And if people aren't going to respect what my boundaries are, then maybe I don't have to. I'm just assuming that's his way of thinking about it. But it's just like an interesting fact. So you won't see as much racy content in this season, but it's still just as good. So good for them.
Just goes to show you don't need sex doesn't always sell.
Exactly. Murder sells.
I actually did get a chance to interview Penn many years ago for a biopic about Jeff Buckley that he did. I cannot remember what it's called, but Jeff Buckley is in the title. Highly recommend it. And was so struck by exactly what you're saying. Not only is he very like smart and thoughtful and sincere, but at the same time somehow very down to earth and just like normal. Like it's sincerity and intelligence, but not in a way that talks down to you or is like too cool for the room. And I was so impressed because for someone who had success at such a young age, I mean, we've seen what that does to so many actors, but he was just like a cool dude. And on top of that, he loves music. He has a passion for music. I think that's one of the things he would probably maybe explore if he wasn't an actor. But it was just one of the most pleasant and casual, interesting conversations I can remember ever having with an actor.
Yay, Team Penn.
Yay. And finally, our pick for the #1 premiere, the best of February, is the long-awaited return of the Starz sitcom Party Down. If you are not familiar with Party Down, this series originally starred Adam Scott, Ken Marino, and Lizzie Kaplan, among others, as struggling actors in Hollywood, trying to make ends meet by working gigs for the Party Down catering service. The show, which was co-created by Paul Rudd and Veronica Mars creator Rob Thomas, not of Matchbox 20 fame, first aired for 2 seasons back in 2009. Why did I say it like that? And 2010, nearly 14 years ago, but was canceled despite rave critical reviews and a cult fan following. However, the show is finally back on Starz for a brand new season just a few days ago. And for our very own critical review, I will turn to you, Scott.
Yes, I loved this show. A friend of mine, actually a mutual friend of me and Audrey's, introduced me to this show, and I instantly fell in love with it. If you've ever worked in service, it just hits home so very hard. But yeah, coming into this, it's had a long time off. It was basically like picking up with an old friend that you haven't seen in a while, but when you see them, it's sort of like no time has passed at all. So very much that. And honestly, I can't think of a show that is better formatted to be able to capitalize on having a 13-year gap between seasons. Can you imagine 13 years? It's just, there's so much material there within that time. And for cater waiters, all of the stuff that they could have potentially have done, like in a 13-year span is just incredible. So to have them all together in the same room again and to see how their lives are going, whether they've improved or not improved, is part of the comedy in and of itself. And the cast alone is just absolutely phenomenal. They're also funny, and you can tell that everyone involved in this really, really enjoys being a part of it, and they just play off of each other so well. So I just, can't get enough of it. The comedy is just absolutely genius. Kind of makes you wonder, like, how much of it is actually scripted versus ad lib. But no idea. I was supposed to interview them, but I got sick, so I couldn't actually do it. But so it was a little bit disappointing. So I didn't get to ask them about that. But yeah. Now, Audrey, I know you mentioned that one cast member in particular was pretty upset that they weren't able to return. Is that correct?
Yes. In my podcast journeys, guys, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I was listening to, I think it was Fresh Air, an NPR podcast with Lizzie Kaplan, and she was like absolutely devastated that she could not be like a regular on this new return season. She was filming, The Trouble with Fleischman. Something's Up with Fleischman. I feel like we can never get the name of the show right.
Fleischman's in Trouble.
Fleischman's in Trouble, yes. Which I actually really enjoyed, and I should know the name of. She was filming that in New York. Party Down was filming in LA. It was during COVID, and she had a newborn baby, and there was like logistically, her manager like just couldn't make it work for her. But she described working on this set as like basically a summer camp, like the most fun experience you could have, just like being with all of your friends all the time and just letting loose. And
and no spoilers, but she does make an appearance in the show very early on, but not in the way that you would think. So something to look forward to if you're a Lizzie Kaplan fan. But there's tons of cameos in this as well. So a lot of familiar faces. I don't want to spoil it because it is part of the fun of watching it, but something to look out for.
We do see some of them in this.
Oh, spoilers. You should have said something. Also, forgot to mention at the top of the whole session here that today's secret word is podcast. So if you hear that, do a shot.
Take a sip of your cold brew and join us.
Exactly.
Well, you can check out all 5 of the shows we just talked about and more of our TV and movie recommendations by saying what to watch into your voice remote. Next up, I'll play some Jedi mind tricks on Scott and Audrey in a segment called Featured Collection. The massively popular Star Wars spin-off series The Mandalorian is officially back for a 3rd season on Disney Plus this Wednesday, March 1st. And if you're as big a fan of Star Wars as I am, you probably want to find all of your favorite stuff from a galaxy far, far away, all in one place. Well, you're in luck. This side, there it is, scrolling. All of our Xfinity editors have curated a comprehensive collection of midi-chlorian-fueled movies, TV shows, podcasts, and more. Just say Star Wars into your voice remote, and you'll find this beautiful destination featuring movies and series in descending order of the release date, or you can watch everything in chronological, canonical order from the Age of the Republic through the Age of the Resistance. You'll also find a variety of Star Wars specials, behind-the-scenes extras, news, trivia, music, and fun Easter eggs you can unlock with your voice remote. Just say Star Wars into your voice remote to check it out anytime. And you know what, Scott, Audrey, we can bring you back in here for a moment. One of the things I love most about the Star Wars universe is the deep, rich library of aliens, creatures, and rugged humanoids that inhabit its stories, from porgs and Ewoks to Gungans and Jawas. And one thing they all have in common is that
I'm so scared.
they've got
Bless you.
pretty amazing names. So in celebration of the new season of Mandalorian, I put together a little game that will test your knowledge of characters from the first 2 seasons of the series. And you'll have to decide, based on the name alone, whether these are real characters from The Mandalorian or something I completely made up. The first one is already up here. Bantha Milk Is this a real character or a fake character?
Sorry,
Oh
can
my
you
God.
pronounce it again?
Bantha milk.
Okay.
Bantha
this is
milk. Oh my God. This sounds like a menu item at like a Thai restaurant on like the beverage section.
I was thinking more like Similac.
Okay.
I
I feel like it's so weird. It's going to be real.
I'm going to say false. It's
Okay.
fake.
It is, reveal please, fake.
Oh, man.
So banthas are actually a species of woolly mammoth-like characters or creatures within the Star Wars universe. That is a thing. Fun fact, I swear to you that I came up with this name before learning that you actually can milk a bantha. And according to Wikipedia,
Oh my God.
bantha milk is blue and is often used in yogurt, ice cream, and butter in Star Wars. And I believe some of the famed blue drinks that we see in Star Wars movies are actually bantha milk. I had no idea. I just chose bantha, and then because I knew it was a character or a creature, and milk because it was funny.
I'm
Oh,
so
boy.
curious to see what your search history looks like.
Yeah, your Instagram ads are going to be real weird.
So is HR, Scott. Let's see the next one, please. It is Cran Quartermain. Is this a real character or a fake character?
Ocean spray.
I feel like you watch Days of Our Lives, and aren't the Quartermains like a family on a daytime soap opera? So I'm calling BS on this.
Wow, Audrey calling him out. I'm going to say the same. I'm just going to have to go with Audrey's logic there. That feels too perfect. You gave it away, David. If it's...
Reveal, please.
Yes.
The Quartermains are from something, but it's not Days of Our Lives. But you were spot on, because I was trying to think of a Star Wars character who would be the equivalent of a fancy yacht captain, and that's kind of where I was definitely picturing the Quartermains.
Oh, Brad.
So,
Brad, where are the Quartermains from? Is it General Hospital, maybe? It's definitely like a daytime soap.
David and his love for his daytime soaps.
Oh, it is. You were right, Audrey. General Hospital.
Yes. Okay.
Not on. Thanks, Brad. Throw the next one up there, Brad. What do we got? Grief Karga.
Real.
Wow. The reveal, please. That is a real character. Grief Karga is he is a real character played by actor Carl Weathers, and he is the leader of the Bounty Hunters Guild who provides the Mandalorian with the bounty that ultimately led him to Grogu, better known as Baby Yoda.
Got it.
Scott is in the lead, by the way, 3-2.
Scott is in the lead.
Don't worry, there's still time.
Let's see the next one, please. Casca Reeves. Real character or fake character?
Very close to Keanu Reeves.
Fake.
I'm going to go real.
Oh, boy.
This one is real.
Scott!
Casca Reeves is a favorite of mine, particularly because she is played by Mercedes Varnado, aka former WWE Women's Champion Sasha Banks, who is now known as Mercedes Monet.
Sorry, go ahead.
She's now known as Mercedes Monet. There's a lot going on there. And Casca Reeves is also a Mandalorian who was seen in season 2 of the series as a member of Bo-Katan's group, the Night Owls.
Interesting. I was going to ask if those wraps around her head were a headband or her hair, but since you said Sasha Banks, I'm going to go ahead and assume that it is actually hair. Just given her theme, the theme that she has going on with her giant ponytail thing that she whips around.
That would be Bianca Belair.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, man, you were doing so well.
I thought I was so close there. Look at me trying to do like a WWE thing.
I mean, I'm just appreciative that you came up with that.
So wait, which one is okay?
Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is cousins with Snoop Dogg in real life.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm pretty sure that's my character in WWE uses her intro
Yes,
It goes like
you're right.
that.
Came full circle.
Wow.
I would
All
just
right,
for the
I think we
gayest
got
one.
one more. It's all tied up, so think very carefully on this last one. Miggs Mayfeld.
Am I going first here, Audrey? I want to get a perfect score, but I feel like this is a tough one.
I don't know. That picture looks like Voldemort.
It does. Yeah.
I'm gonna say fake.
Fake.
It is.
No! Is that Bill Burr?
It is Bill Burr. It is.
What's
And
happening?
I also thought when I first saw this, I thought it was Voldemort as well. 100%.
So good.
This is one of the actual surprise standouts of the series so far. It is played by comedian Bill Burr. Miggs Mayfeld is a former Imperial sharpshooter turned mercenary who initially joins forces with Mando to rescue a prisoner from a New Republic prison. I really came around on this character in season 2 because Bill Burr gives a really excellent, nuanced, like emotional performance in one particular episode. And I just didn't know he had that kind of range. And he got a lot of criticism for his appearance in season 1, but brought it around in season 2. And I think he's one of the best things to come out of the whole series. So I was very impressed.
Okay.
I believe that's it. So in the end, 4-4. Bravo. Pretty impressive.
Wait, we tied in the end?
No way. I feel like I got one right. And then I feel like Scott got 3 right.
No,
Yeah.
unless Brad's mistracking,
No,
but I think it's
Brad.
right. Wait.
There's no way that was a tie.
I was 4 out of 5. I think Audrey was
2,
not.
maybe?
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Oh, am I miscounting?
Yeah, David. It's
It's
okay.
fine. Scott won. That's all that matters.
I did
lost.
it. What's the prize? Okay,
Oh,
David.
Scott scored for 4. I have
Also,
no prizes. This is how bad that I am at math. I can't even read simple numbers and figure out who won. Congratulations to both of you.
Yay!
Enjoy
Everybody wins.
You get Bantha. Bantha milk is in the mail.
It's in his Amazon cart right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Once again, check out the Star Wars destination simply by saying Star Wars into your voice remote. And don't miss the season 3 premiere of The Mandalorian this Wednesday, March 1st on Disney+. Next up, Audrey is going to tell us about the TV shows and movies you can enjoy for free this week in a segment called Free. Xfinity's Free This Week program continues with a free preview of Acorn TV, which includes hundreds of hit series and movies from Great Britain and beyond. And here to tell us all about it is our very own TV editor, Audrey. Take it away, Audrey.
You got it. Yes. So it's a very exciting week with, like David said, world-class mysteries, dramas, comedies from Britain, Australia, Ireland, and many more places all week. So if you have all the time in the world to kill, you can binge 21 seasons of Midsummer Murder, which is a lot of TV. If you want to cut it back a little tiny bit, there's a lot of season 2 shows that are premiering during this time. And I would like to read the synopsis of 2, one of which you're seeing on the screen right now. Madame Blanc Mysteries. Okay, let me just read you like the synopsis of this. Antiques expert moves to France, suspicious of how her husband died, and uses her skills to become a PI, aiding the local police, and simultaneously bonding with the town's popular taxi driver. I mean, pure gold, pure gold. Under the Vines is another priority title that is really well loved. And that one is 2 city people manage to inherit a failing vineyard in New Zealand, but neither of them know a thing about hard work and they despise each other. So all this to say, these are amazing shows, very unlike things that you're probably used to watching. So I think you should give it a try since it is free this week. Say free this week into your voice remote. You can scroll all of the stuff, but those would be my 2 picks because, I mean, why would you not want to watch those?
Yeah, I mean, don't sleep on Agatha Raisin either.
True.
I'm here for Agatha Raisin's this pretty solid stuff there.
Yep.
Campy
Doc.
detective. Love that moment.
Doc Martin. There's lots, guys. Lots of stuff.
Scott, way back in the day when you were a 20-something model over in the UK, what was your favorite TV show locally? What did you used to watch? You and the guys.
Oh, what was the water
After a long day on the runway and chartering up.
Oh, you're out of control, David. I didn't really watch a lot of English TV at the time. Great British Bake Off was like the big water cooler show there. So everyone would talk about it. It's like it's a whole nother level. You think you know a water cooler show, like go to a gay bar here, everyone will be talking about Drag Race. Go anywhere in England, and like the day after the Great British Bake Off airs, it's like everyone's talking about the flan that didn't like set or whatever. It is wild. I don't know, maybe it was just the circles I was running in, but it was a vibe. So that was my thing. And it doesn't air on Netflix there, obviously. It's on BBC, so it's more of a linear situation. So people really get into like the week over week moments.
Love it. I'm glad I asked. As Audrey said, Xfinity's free This Week program offers a new selection of free content from streaming services and premium networks every week of the year with no strings attached. Just say free or free this week into your voice remote to check it up. Or check it out. Check it out.
Check it out.
I'm losing my mind.
Check out.
Check it out. Oh, what I did was I saw Next Up, so I said check it out. All right. Next up. I want to hold them like they do in Texas, please. Fold them, let them hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. I love it. It's a segment called Hangouts and Extras. The brand new Peacock mystery series Poker Face is one of the biggest TV hits of 2023 so far, boasting a 99% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And our very own Audrey recently sat down with the stars of the show, Natasha Lyonne and Benjamin Bratt, for a new episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Audrey, please tell us more about it.
You got it. I was very excited to speak with both Natasha and Benjamin. I've watched a ton of things that both of them have been in, and I knew going in they would both be very interesting and very likable and very chatty. When I say chatty, let me tell you, I think I had 10 minutes to talk to them, and I asked 2 questions because these two love this show so much and working with each other so much that they were just so excited to keep talking about it and talking to each other, and they were lovely. So yes, the show is great. The interview was great. We're going to see a clip that ties back to the show talking about lying, and then we can chit chat. So roll that footage, Brad.
Hello, Miss Kale. I'm happy to finally meet you. I've got this gift. Always known the truth.
I only know if something is a lie. The real trick of it is to figure out why. There's been a murder, and I'm trying to figure out what happened.
His death is not mysterious. It's tragic.
Bullshit. In general, I would say I'm a very bad liar because if you notice, I lied and then immediately told you I was lying. That's one of my worst qualities as a liar and why I'm so bad at it. I can't keep going. I like the truth so much that I can't keep it going, I would say, even for 3 seconds with a stranger. It's like John Lennon always says, just give me some truth.
You know, to be an actor, to be a good actor, you need to be good at lying. But I hear you.
Yeah.
Because lying in real life is really hard. Like,
life's too short.
First of all, it's bad business.
Bad business,
It's not something you should do to anybody. Even though we lie about the most mundane little that we shouldn't be lying about. Like, honey, I'm 5 minutes away when I haven't gotten in my car yet.
Yeah. That's a major lie.
Is it?
No, I'm just saying it's a lie. Almost, you have to do it to survive in the world.
I think, you know, a lot of the fun in this particular show, given her special ability, is I think on some level we all enjoy watching a person squirm when they're flat busted in the middle of a really grand lie.
Yeah.
That's the fun, really, is watching this one with that incredible ability figure out why someone ended up dead.
So, Natasha, I know that you worked with Ryan on the guest list for this show, and there's like 30 plus amazing guest stars. Can you tell me who's the one that got away? Is there one actor or friend that you really wanted on the show with you that you couldn't score for whatever reason?
We talked about, obviously, I'm a little bit in love romantically. I'm romantically involved with Joe Pesci.
Oh.
And
although he doesn't know it.
due to the sort of trouble in our romance, trouble in paradise, they call that, Joe pulled out at the last minute, which is kind of why we're having major issues right now. No, we had sort of, I've always loved Joe Pesci very much, and I've got to work with him at some point. It's cool that because it's the show is as well written as it is, and that Ryan is just an incredible filmmaker, that everybody was so excited to say yes. For me, that's very much the dream, is to be able to work with the people that you love and work with them over and over. But actually, we had a really, really special time. I think we're a little bit cut from a similar cloth, Nick and I. I really, really love that dude.
So fun. Like, I was not expecting Joe Pesci to be the answer to that question. I don't know what I was expecting, but I absolutely loved where it went.
Was she talking about being cut from the same cloth as Nick Nolte there at the end?
Sure was.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Really interesting.
I mean, give me the Natasha Lyonne, Joe Pesci buddy film now, immediately.
Exactly.
Like, just the two of them, those iconic voices yelling back at each other. She should play his daughter, obviously. I want to write that story.
Okay. Well, and for everyone out there, if you're not aware, Ryan, that she keeps referencing, is Ryan Johnson of like Knives Out and Glass Onion. So Dave is going to write it. Ryan's going to make it. It's going to happen. We'll bring them together for their true love romance. But no, it was super fun talking with them. And you can watch the whole hangout where we talk about other things like my fear of birds, what Benjamin is afraid of, and a few other things. But it was just super fun to I was like this the whole time, just like, like listening to them talk, because it went in so many different directions and it was really fun.
He is still a very handsome man, that Benjamin Bratt.
So handsome. Yeah.
That's all I have to add to that. He's just a good looking dude. Hasn't aged a day since Miss Congeniality. That's all I can think of that he's done. Why can't I think of another Benjamin Bratt movie?
Oh, I see. I think of TV, like, I don't know, every like cop show. I feel like he was
every cop show.
Yeah.
He was definitely a cop show.
Benjamin Bratt in every cop show.
Yeah.
But yes, they were great. And everyone should watch Poker Face, and everyone should watch The Hangout.
Just say what to watch in your voice remote. Check it out.
Look at that.
We did it. And before we head out, and before you head out to do that, we will help you organize your TV watch list for the week ahead in a segment called Plan Ahead. This week's premieres include the TV returns of Baby Yoda, Hilary Swank, Riley Keough, and that guy who played the high school football star on Reba. Remember him?
Reba.
Man.
I love
Anyway.
Reba.
Audrey is going to tell us all about it. Audrey.
Season 3 of The Mandalorian is absolutely one of the most highly anticipated streaming events this spring. From heart-pumping action to beloved characters, it's a shining star in the Star Wars franchise. Now, I may not be the authority on all things Star Wars, but I do know that Baby Yoda is very cute. Besides Pedro Pascal returning to play the title bounty hunter, the new season will also star Carl Weathers, Tim Meadows, Christopher Lloyd, and Nick Nolte's voice. The new season of The Mandalorian premieres Wednesday, March 1st on Disney+. CBS is reimagining James Cameron's hit action comedy film True Lies for the small screen. To put it simply, it's a tale as old as time. An unfulfilled suburban housewife is shocked to discover that her unremarkable husband is actually a skilled international spy. She then gets recruited to join her husband on covert missions to save the world, all while hiding their exhilarating and dangerous side hustle from their 3 teenage children. True Lies premieres Wednesday, March 1st on CBS. Much like a bear in Anchorage, Alaska Dally is done hibernating for the winter. In this drama, Hilary Swank plays Eileen, a high-profile reporter who was canceled for a story she wrote in New York and then relocates to Alaska to work for a struggling paper. She gets involved in an ongoing story of missing and murdered Indigenous women in Alaska. This is where the story picks up. Back in November, we left Eileen being held hostage in the newsroom at gunpoint. What will happen next? Tune in to Alaska Daily, Thursday, March 2nd on ABC. Daisy Jones and the Six is a 10-episode miniseries based on the name of a book. It was partly inspired by the author's experience growing up and watching Fleetwood Mac performances on TV. Daisy Jones and the Six follows a rock band in the 70s from their rise in the LA music scene to becoming one of the most legendary bands in the world, explores the reason behind the split and the height of their success. It stars Riley Keough, Sam Claflin, and Suki Waterhouse. Daisy Jones and the Six premieres Friday, March 3rd on Prime Video. It's been over 3 years since Tant France and Alexa Chung graced our TV screens with Next in Fashion, Netflix's spin on the fashion competition in the vein of Project Runway and Making the Cut. And since reality TV loves a twist, Gigi Hadid will be taking Alexa's role for the new season. You can also expect to see some famous guest judges like Hailey Bieber, Donna Victoria Versace, and more. Season 2 of Next in Fashion returns Friday, March 3rd on Netflix.
The guy from True Lies, that's Van from Reba.
Yes, you're right.
Crazy. Where's he been? Good for him. This week's finales. Wow. This week's finales, we say farewell to Real Housewives, surfing jewel thieves, and a primeval world lurking beneath the city of Los Angeles. Scott, give us the full rundown.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, because on February 27th, no one is safe as Fox's new police procedural Alert Missing Persons Unit ends its first season. Each week, fans watched as police officer Nikki Batista helped other people find their loved ones, all the while searching to find out the truth about her long-lost son. The result is a pendulum effect of emotion alternating between gut-wrenching heartache and heart-pounding joy. Will Detective Batista and her family have a happy ending? Tune in Monday, February 27th to find out. If you're a fan of the dating show genre, you're likely to find a familiar face in Netflix's Perfect Match, which brings together some of reality TV's most famously single stars. Your faves from shows like Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, Too Hot to Handle, Sexy Beast, and even The Mole make the trip to a tropical paradise in an attempt to find love. Over several weeks, couples have competed in a series of challenges, giving the winners an opportunity to play matchmaker, break up other couples, and just generally cause chaos. Ultimately, only one couple will be crowned the perfect match, but who will it be? Find out Tuesday, February 28th on Netflix. And if thoughty reality stars don't do it for you, maybe Woolly Mammoths can warm that icy heart of yours. Enter NBC sci-fi drama La Brea. The thrilling series is a little bit Land of the Lost mixed with a healthy dose of Jumanji, chronicling an epic family adventure after a massive sinkhole opens in Los Angeles, pulling people and buildings into a mysterious and dangerous primeval land where they have no choice but to band together to survive. You can watch the finale of La Brea Tuesday, February 28th on NBC. Peacock's first ever original Housewives series is putting the sizzle back in America's hottest city. Set against the backdrop of one of the most exciting and diverse cities in the world, The Real Housewives of Miami has taken viewers on a wild ride of red-hot fun and friendship, with of course, no drama to spare. Fans won't want to miss the reveal of the ladies' Escandalo reunion looks during the Muy Caliente finale Thursday, March 2nd on Peacock. Switching gears a bit, Jack Roland Murphy, better known by his moniker Murph the Surf, was a criminal who managed to pull off America's biggest jewelry heist, stealing the Star of India sapphire along with a couple other priceless tchotchkes from Manhattan's Museum of Natural History back in the 60s. That little stunt attracted national attention and turned Murph into a bit of a media darling, abetted by his brashness, good looks, and defiant lack of repentance. If you're keen to learn more about the exploits of the Beach Boy turned bad boy, be sure to check out Murph the Surf on MGM Plus before the big finale, Sunday, March 5th.
And that will do it for today's show. Thanks to my fellow Xfinity editors Scott and Audrey for joining me this week. Special thanks to Poker Face stars Natasha Lyonne and Benjamin Bratt for hanging out with us. Poker Face is now streaming on Peacock. Shout out to our producers Brad and Aaron and everyone else behind the scenes for making this ship run smoothly through the sails and seas of TV. If you want to check out the TV shows and movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote or tune in here every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. You can also check us out across the country 24/7 on the Xfinity What to Watch channel on Zumo. My name is David. Thank you for joining us on What to Watch Live.